During this presentation, we would be discussing about what geology is and why we are making you aware of this subject, because we would be needing this subject in future, and you are the most important person in this world among all the occupations, because the world requires us. So basically, through this presentation, I am going to introduce a new subject to you, which is not there in your subject basket at your school level. So let's see. So coming to the employment options, before going into greater detail of geological perspectives, I think you must watch this cartoon, and this, I hope this would be entertaining to you, entertaining as well as educative to you. So watch the video. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, and you must be capable of capturing the gist of the video. So I am naming this artificial creature as Changu. I'm not naming it as Amit, Sumit, or because I don't want any of the Amit, Sumit, or Neha to be confused about his or her career. So basically, if you are choosing a wrong career, you are doing harm to yourself, but that it would be disastrous for the society. So for you and for the society, you must choose your career very carefully, depending upon your potential. So basically, at the we are talking about the subjects available at the school level. In school level, you have been taught chemistry, botany, geology, mathematics, physics, and from these subjects, you can choose some derivative streams at the graduate level. Like from botany, you can choose agriculture. You can go for BSc physics, mathematics, engineering, electronics, and some other branches which are available. Basic introduction is available at the school level, but there is one subject basically which is not at all introduced at the school level, and that is the geology. So geology is an unexplored subject, and students are not aware that any subject with this name even exists. If they are not in a very creative environment, or in the Google, they don't search, but at school level it is not introduced. So this, it is my small practice or effort to make you aware about this subject, so that you can choose your stream very carefully. So, for becoming an earth scientist or geologist, you need to go through certain steps. So, basically, you have to opt for BSc Earth Sciences or Geology or Geosciences. Basically, these three words are used as synonym to each other. However, there's slight difference between them. Likewise, the Earth Science is a bit wider subject. It includes geology plus atmosphere plus hydrosphere plus other domains also. And in MSc, you can also go with this. And if you want to enter into research, you can do MPhil geology and PhD geology, and you can work at university levels as a professor after qualifying the NET examination. And the basically, if you look at the colleges where these subjects are available, there are very few colleges which are offering geology as a subject. Even in Delhi NCR, only 3 institutes. So Amity University is the only private university in this region which is offering BSc geology as a subject. So if you look at the textbook definition, or you look or you search the web, you will find that geology is associated with earth. Even the word geology, it stands for, geo stands for earth, and logy stands for study. So earth sciences or geology is linked with the study of the solid earth, which is made up of rocks, how these rocks are formed, what are the processes involved. Nowadays, the domain of geology has become wider. We are not confined to Earth itself, but we have also started exploring the other planets like Mars and moons. So that branch of geology is known as astrogeology, in which we try to figure out what is there on those planets according to the geological composition of those material, which is coming to us in the form of meteorites, or from this in the form of samples which are brought to the earth. So before going into geology, let us start our journey from the earth. You must be knowing the earth originated around 4.5 billion years ago, and it was a hot ball of fire, and ultimately it cooled down in the geological time, and it took the present day shape. But you must be wondering why I'm talking about 4.5 billion years, because in geological time we are not considering 1 year, 1 minute, 1 hour. We talk in terms of geological years. Is so if one of your friends says I'm coming in 2 minutes, and if he says if it takes around 2 hours, you can make a comment on him that you are talking in terms of geological time scale. So it will be good joke, or basically new joke on them. So, basically in geology, as in other subjects, we go with theory part. We work in the laboratory for practicals. But there's one important and the best part of geology, which I like the most, as Kushagra sir introduced me as a field-based person. So I like field, and everybody basically geology. Geo stands for earth. If you're not in contact with the earth, how would you learn? Because so for learning better, you will have to go in the field. There are several benefits of field. Likewise, it would give you first hand experience, And learning by doing, you must have heard that learning by doing makes the experiences permanent, and you will be allowed to work in the world's biggest laboratory. That is the nature. Nature is the biggest laboratory because we are working in the natural setting, and you will have the option to apply your theoretical knowledge in the field. That is the basically that is known as ground truthing, and you will get the chance to have direct observation of the earth. Whatever processes which we have studied in the textbook, these are visible in the field. So that is the best part of the geology. And the another aspect, that is it allows you to travel a lot. It is very adventurous. You will develop some good qualities like leadership qualities and lot of things which require your potential to go in the field, and your ability or your creativity or visualization skills. There are a lot of skills which you require in the field, because whenever you pass through the route, you just look around but you don't find any special characteristics in the rocks. But whenever I pass through a rock, I always find, oh, something is wrong there or something is right there, I have to go and see. So this attitude you will develop with time during the field surveys. So for in our department, we take the students to the field every semester, and these are some of the field photographs which are from Chandigarh and Himachal Pradesh, and this is from the Aravallis and the underground Khitdi copper mines. So you can see the students are enjoying and they are learning also. So this is from Pune and Maharashtra, the Deccan Traps, which is known for great basalts. Now this is here we are at the height of 12,000 feet from the mean sea level. That is basically in the Gadwal Himalayas, and these are the tents where we used to stay. And there are lots of photographs associated with the fields, but it is not possible for me to compile all the photographs or all the moments in this presentation. So coming back to the branches of geology, as basically you have different potential. Somebody likes petrology, some likes to go to the field, someone is interested in petroleum, how the petroleum explode. So depending upon your expertise or your choice or your potential, you can we have around more than 150 branches of geology, and you can opt or you can go for any of the branch for your expertise, and you can make your career in that branch itself. Basically, these are the subjects which we used to study in BSc or sciences. These are the basic subjects or the core subjects which lead to the another specialization. So in energy sector, coal is very important. We are studying coal, how it is formed, and how the coal seams are formed, and what are the characteristics of the coal, what type of coal is required for what type of industry. So these type of questions are answered in coal geology. And geomorphology, basically morphology stands for the shape, the outer structure, outer shape of anything. So we in geomorphology we are studying the outer or the landscapes of the earth. So in we study how the rivers are formed, what is plateau, what is mountain, how these are linked, what are the internal forces which are giving rise to these structures. In the top bottommost right corner, you can find a man is standing under a rock, and that is mushroom shaped rock. Basically in geology it is known as pedestal rocks or the mushroom rocks, and these are formed by the erosion of the rocks. So you can see geological processes are so exhaustive or so intensive, they can cut the rocks and they can give a different form to it. In the later slides you will find the natural arches. These are also formed by the erosive actions. So such type of things are studied under geomorphology and paleontology. You all must have seen the movie Jurassic Park, and there are several other movies. So you must be thinking how that dinosaur is designed. Basically, that is not an artificial creature. That has been designed by taking the scientific things out of paleontology. The paleontologists have extracted out some of the bones of the dinosaurs. They joined and created a new animal with that shape. So that give an idea that in the Jurassic era, there existed a animal which was so huge. So like that, we have millions of species or varieties of plants and animals which are there. So in the topmost right corner, you can see a mosquito which is embedded in a resin, you can say. So in by this, the soft parts are present, and these give us the information about the paleoclimate, how was the climate in the past, what were the conditions, what the animals used to eat. So it gives a lot of information, and it's very important in giving in the stratigraphic correlations. So As already discussed, there are several branches. It is not possible to share on one screen. So if you are sensing an object from a distance, it would be remote sensing. If you are studying a volcano, that is the volcanology. If you are implementing the basic principles of geology in engineering, that is an applied science, that is engineering geology, and water is linked with hydrogeology. So there are number of branches. I have told you there are more than 150 branches of geology which you can opt as a career. So depending upon your choice, whether you like the rocks, whether you like the structures, you want to study the earthquakes while they are occurring, want to study the water, you can be anything like seismologist, chemist, climatologist, atmospheric biologist, physicist who studies the subsurface structures of the earth. So in this circular figure, you can find n number of possibilities or careers which are associated with geology. And I have another small video. This is just to tell you that how interesting is going to the field and finding a simple rock and you can get something out of it. So enjoy the video.
Hi, my name is Maya. Take a look at what I found while hiking. To most people, this is just a rock, but I want to know so much more about it. How did it form? What is it made of? What type of rock is it? How old is it? When I grow up, I want to be a geologist. Then I can study rocks all the time. Geologists spend a lot of time outdoors. Prepare to get dirty. Geologists do a lot of digging. You never know what you'll find when you are a geologist. I have even found rocks with fossils. This one's going right in my rock collection. I don't think I have this one yet. Happy digging!
So she's a geologist. She likes collecting the rocks as a geologist. So we have another small cartoon video which is linked with another branch of geology. You can also enjoy this video.
Hi, my name is Hugo. Wow! Did you see and hear that? That scared me a little, but I love thunderstorms and I think it's about to rain. I used a lot of tools to observe and measure the weather, like a thermometer, a rain gauge, and this anemometer. Phew! Anemometer is a hard word to say. I used the anemometer to measure the speed of the wind. These tools help me identify patterns in the weather. These patterns help me predict what the weather will be like. Someday, when I become a meteorologist, that's a person who studies the weather, I'll use these tools and high-tech equipment to study the weather. The weather can change very quickly, and meteorologists help us know what the weather will be like. Looks like I was right. Here comes the rain.
Yeah, these are two small cartoon videos which are linked with geology. Basically, these two videos show that what is your interest. Someone is interested in knowing about the weather. Someone is interested in rocks. Someone is interested in fossils. So, depending upon your interest, you can choose your career. So you must be thinking that we have done what would happen if we do BSc Earth Sciences or MSc Earth Sciences or Geology? Who would recruit us? So the top PSU public sector unit, that is the UPSC, conducts combined geoscientists and geologists exams every year, and the persons who were selected are placed in Geological Survey of India as geologists, and it is a very good association. Similarly, the ONGs, all these logos which I have mentioned, these are the public sector undertakings. Basically, these are the government jobs which are available or associated with the earth sciences. The ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, also has geologists. The Ministry of Earth Science, MOES, that also requires earth sciences. Steel Authority, GAIL. You must have heard these names. If you don't know, please Google it. Even the ISRO, the Space Research Organization of India, also needs geoscientists. The Reliance Gas, the private sectors or the major undertaking by the government, the Reliance, the Bharat Petroleum, HCL, Hindustan Copper Limited, all these require geologists. So after doing BSc or MSc in geology, you will have ample options to enter into the government services which are considered safe and better. And through GATE examinations, some of the agencies are also taking the geologists in their companies. Likewise, NHCL, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, the metro corporations or the Highway Authority of India, and the RITES, the Rail India. So these are basically hiring the geologists. These are the government agencies. But in private sector, the scope is very large. There are consultancy for projects where you can work as a geologist. Even in the cement industry, they require geologists. Or there's a growing demand of environmentalists. So environment is one of the factor which is causing we are harming the environment in one way or the another. So our demand is going to increase in future, and we will have research shows that the number of jobs would be more and the geologists would be less in future. So our demand would increase. So after doing BSc or MSc, you will get enough jobs. So you can kick one of the job, you can leave another, you can go to some other, because we have ample amount of job opportunities. So these are the career options or what we are doing in geology. But there are some internal qualities which a student should have, like this critical thinking. He must be able to think. He must be able to visualize. Whenever he is reading a theoretical concept, he must be able to visualize in mind what it is. If for visualization, you must be needing creativity. And whenever you are in field, you must have the observation skills or the investigative skills like Sherlock Holmes, or in Indian context, the Vyomkesh Bakshi, who solves every case very efficiently, and you have some problem solving ability. And if you are having these abilities, plus you are ready to take challenges, you are adventurous, and you have leadership qualities, you can be a great geologist and you will have a lot of career options. So basically in topic we have given 6 benefits of career in earth sciences or geology. It's very hard for me to summarize in 6 points, because geology is such a wide subject. We have such a great career options. So still I tried to consolidate the benefits of earth sciences as a career in 6 points. The first is the great good career outlook. Basically we have already discussed that the scope of an earth sciences or geology is expanding, because we have a number of concerns like pollution, population, and exhaustive mineral policies, or we are using the resources at a very large scale. So basically our scope is expanding with time. And we will have, secondly, we will have the option to work in a variety of job settings. Likewise, we can work in government organization, we can work in NGOs, we can work in environmental consultancy first. So we have a variation. The world of geology is not monotonous. You will have lot of adventure, lot of traveling, and very good experiences with geologists. However, your bag would be a bit heavier with the rocks, but it's enjoyable. So another one more advantage is that you will basically, the geology is the prime requirement of today and the future. So you will have the opportunity to work in India itself, or you can go out, because we have in industries in all the sectors across the world. So you can move out. And one more social responsibility can be associated with the geology, because India is known as a disaster prone country. Likewise, in Himalayas, there are number of landslides. In plain areas, we have floods. So we have we are a disaster prone country. So we, by applying our knowledge into this field, we can share the responsibility, or we have the liberty to discuss what can be the solutions to these disasters, whether they can be natural or man-made. So one more thing which is very important, basically the exploration of the valuable minerals is always associated with economic growth of the country. So we can function as the economic growth promoter for the country. And the last and the most important thing, that whenever we enter into any industry, any PSU, there are there are a lot of chances to get to reach to the top levels in every industry. So these are some of the benefits which are associated with our sciences, and I think I am fascinated with these benefits. So I like this job, and basically not this job, I like geology. I love geology. So the takeaway from this presentation should be explore the very vast, expanding world of earth sciences or geology. I have used the word expanding because we are not confined to Earth itself. We are moving to other planets, the Mars or the moons, and we are trying to explore our career, which must be a sparkling career, very bright career, which is associated with geology. So thank you for listening to me very carefully. So if you have any questions, you can reach me through my email ID. And I have mentioned a link through which you can explore our campus and our department. Thank you.